Good morning. It's Pastor Frank with Shield of Faith Assembly of God in Pflugerville, Texas. I know I'm a little late, but I wanted to talk about this morning is taking care of our time. I know that may not seem important, especially if you're young. Brother Russell, it's good to see you on. I know I'm a little late, but I appreciate you being there. Um, our scripture portion is found in Ephesians chapter 5. So I'm going to read that, and it just basically tells us to live wisely. So I'm gonna read that Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And so I'm gonna focus on just that little bit, redeeming the time. It's good to see everybody on this morning. Uh, so we'll be talking about redeeming the time. You know, when you're young, a child, it seems like time is all you have, and it seems like it just takes so long to get from, uh, uh, holiday to holiday. It seems like forever before it gets to Christmas, and it seems like forever before it gets to Thanksgiving. It seems like forever till it gets to your birthday. So you're just waiting to get from birthday to birthday. And then when you get a little bit older, and you fall in love, and you can't wait to get married, and you can't wait to start your family, and you can't wait to get your house, and you can't wait to do all of that kind of stuff. And it seems like there's just so much time. But then you get a little bit older, and it seems like time is um, like by the time you get through doing New Year's, you've got to start doing Christmas again. And it seems like the time is just gets away from us if we're not careful. So this scripture says, redeeming the time. Be wise, redeem the time. And that word redeeming is pretty interesting, but I'm just going to talk about one little piece of it. And it means redeem, it means turn it back to use it for what it was supposed to be done. So for the professing Christian, that's going to mean something different probably than to the person that's not. So what we have to realize is that if we're going to redeem the time, is that we're going to have to pay attention to what's important in our life, and that means if you're gonna redeem time, actually return time to what it's supposed to be used for, then we're going to have to realize that we're going to have to set some priorities. Now, I've heard this all my life. You need to get your priorities straight. You need to get your priorities in line. And I never really understood what people were talking about because, it seemed like when I was working and I had my business going and things like that, it seemed like everything was a priority. It seemed like that there was absolutely nothing that I could quit doing. But it turns out the truth is that we have things that we need to put as priorities. And one of those priorities, of course, is family. One of those priorities, of course, is worshiping God. One of those priorities, of course, is taking care of your business. So there's pieces of your life that you need to realize that you need to prioritize, and in prioritizing those, uh, then some of the other things you may not think, especially in this day and age with as much technology as we have. I think the technology that was supposed to save us work has just made us more work, and maybe we're over connected. But I thank God that we're able to communicate this way. So the thing is that whenever we have the priorities in place, and we refuse to let the other things drag us out of our priorities, then we have some time to do something that's very important in this day and age. And I can't overemphasize it, because it's going to affect you if you are always on the go, if all of your time is filled up, then you're going to uh, you're going to be overtaxing your body. You're going to wind up with physical problems. You're going to wind up with emotional problems. And the fact is, every one of us, I want you to understand, every one of us needs some rest. And some need to learn how to rest. I don't know. You think if you're not doing anything, then you're wasting time. So actually, part of the time that you have is for you to be able to rest. So you need to pay attention to that and do that. As far as then, I think another thing that we need to prioritize is of course helping one another, and that's one of the things that we need to realize is our time is we are actually stewards of time. We're stewards of our finances. If you're a Christian, if you're a professing believer, Christian believer, then you're everything that we have belongs to God. I don't know if you agree with that statement, but it's true. Everything that we have belongs to God, and that's including our time. So we're actually using that time to glorify God. So when you help somebody else, you're glorifying God. When you do the things that you're called to do, you're glorifying God. So as you go through life and you realize that I don't know, I've gone through life and I realized that uh, in being so involved in everything that was happening, and I'll say this even here, even in the church, I missed opportunities I needed. One, with my family, I missed opportunities I needed to rest. And so, uh, but if we're stewards and God's given us time, that's the reason God has actually given us time. It's just like every other thing that God has given us, it's time. So, uh, short version of this is that God is interested in what we do. And I know that some people are trying to do everything, so everything is just focused and focused and focused on God. But God is focused on you. So I want you to understand there's got to be a balance in your life of you need to have time to pray. You need to have time to work. You need to have time to do the things that need to be done around the house. You need to have time to rest. So, I mean, there's some priorities that you need to put in place and kind of lock those in to where you build them into your life. And if you're already one of those people that's going around and you're moving so fast and you've got so many things to be done, and a lot of times we see people that are so moving so fast, they're going around so fast, and we think those are successful people, and it may just be they've just got too much to do. And so this morning I just wanted to share that with you. uh, just pay attention to what's got your time, just pay attention to what's got your interest, pay attention to what's got everything that's don't get so wrapped up in doing everything that you forget that you need to have some time to prioritize, and prioritize some time for you to relax, time for you to enjoy family, time for you to enjoy fellowship, time for you to enjoy uh, actually time for you to enjoy your experience with God. Because if you get so wrapped up in doing everything, you forget that you're doing this to have fellowship with God. So one of the things is excuse me. So that's uh, that's what I want to share with you this morning. prioritize your time, put God right kind of at the top. But you need to also put some time in there for you to rest. Make a way that you can have some rest time. Make a way where you can have some time to pray. Make a way where you can have some time to enjoy fellowshipping with others, especially in this time we're in now. I know we're physically distancing ourselves, but there are others that, I've heard testimonies of people who, uh, I've heard testimonies of people who, it's good, Brother Prince, just as these Ecclesiastes said, there's time for everything. We should use it wisely. That's great. And that's exactly my point this morning. So, but I've heard testimonies from people who have, during this time where everybody's been socially distanced, or physically distanced, I guess the better word is, that they spent more time with their families. And at first it seemed like it was going to be, uh, uh, there's going to be some, uh, yes, I see, Amanda, you're right. Teachers, I tell you what, you seem to be some of the people that have so much to do. It's just incredible. I don't know how you get it done. My hat's off to you. So, but it's the you need to build some time in to have some time with your family and have some time to rest. It's just got to happen. So, uh, but what I was going to tell you is with everybody being uh, kind of socially distanced, or physically distanced, and families being put closer together. At first, it looked like it was going to cause a lot of chaos, but I've heard testimonies of how it's actually brought families closer together. I've heard, I have some people that I have a Bible study with, and I had testimonies of how, one gentleman, he had COVID and his wife had COVID. And of course, they've been together now, closer together, and they've been married for a lot of years. But he said, actually, what's happened, he says, we've just kind of fell in love all over again. So it's really, it's really become something that that's reignited the fire of love in their life, and I think that's a good thing. So I know we found ourselves there for some weeks having time on our hands, and it didn't seem like we knew what to do with it. So sometimes you just have to just chill down and let it go. So this morning, I just wanted to encourage you, and encourage you to continue to just love the Lord, encourage you to just continue to get your priorities the way they need to be. Redeem the time, because you walk in evil days. But the fact of the matter is, I just want to encourage you to keep the faith, and I'll talk with you again in the morning at 6:30. God bless you all. Much love to you.